like baseball predictions. We just were talking a moment ago about throwing darts, these predictions. But you were looking here at the divisions. Do you think it's more wide open this year, or is it a little bit clearer with how things
Well,
look?
I think it's a little clearer. I look at these divisions and I see a little bit more of a power structure than maybe you normally do. Now, of course, we get into what always happens every baseball season is there's so many elements in a pennant race in any one of these divisions that we have no way of anticipating. There will be people involved in this thing that none of us have ever heard of yet, because that always happens every year. People who think they can predict baseball are telling you how little they understand about the game.
It's a great point. There's always somebody that's going to get hurt and somebody that's going to emerge in this thing. Do you have any sleeper players to be watching for this year?
I'm going to give you a sleeper player, Starkey. He is a Cuban defector. He is a 26-year-old outfielder for the Oakland A's named Jonas Cespedes.
Wow.
And he is a really highly regarded hitter who has hit with power already. Remember, they went over to Japan and played a couple games already. And he's hit with some power. And it is ridiculous, but they did it. And he went over there and hit with some power. And he is a guy who came over from Cuba at the age of 26, major league ready. And they think he's going to hit with power. And one of the reasons why I know about him is because his agent is a buddy of mine but I mean, he's not the only, it's not like I've been sold this kid by my buddy. I mean, this guy is really highly regarded, and I think he has a chance to be a pretty good player.
It reminded some people of George Bell. I've heard a young George Bell.
Okay.
I've heard that comparison with him. Interesting city does in that ballpark. It's more of a pitcher-friendly ballpark.
It is, no doubt.
But I've heard great things about him as well. I'm not going to give you a sleeper player. I'm going to give you a sleeper team.
All right.
The Los Angeles Dodgers. I think now that they've been sold, there's going to be some money flowing in here. I think watch out for them come the trade deadline this year. If they're still in the hunt this year, they could go out and spend some money and pick up some key pieces.
They have players. They have players. They have good arms, and they had a good run differential last year. I mean, they outscored their opponents by 32 runs, which should translate into a little bit better than 82 and 79. So yeah, I'm okay with the Dodgers too.
I like Kemp. I like James Loney, who's been off and on.
Ethier's
they've
a good
got
player.
some good
have some
guys.
players.
And you know, rumors. Don Mattingly came out and said we were close to signing Cecil Fielder last year. And probably if they would have had the ownership in place, that might have happened.
Yeah, that was tough to do.
But Felder, you know, I think watch out for this team if they're in it.
All right.
Predictions now. I love Detroit in the AL Central. As much as the Central in both the NL and AL have been very competitive the last handful.
It doesn't look that way. Certainly not in the American League.
Right.
I think Detroit's going to regress a little bit, but I still like them. I still think they're the clear choice in that division.
Well, I'll tell you what, they picked up the big gun in the acquisition of Felder in the offseason. In the NL, I think Cincinnati might be a little bit better, but I think it's going to be competitive there. I like Detroit to go to the World Series. So they've got the pitchers, got the hitters.
Okay.
And for me in the NL, Kirk Gibson's, I was a fan favorite of him when he played for Detroit, and then the Dodgers, I became a Dodgers fan when he went there and did what he did. I think he's a great manager. I think I'm going to take Arizona and Detroit in the World Series.
Wow, Starkey, way to go out there, big guy. I like it. I think the Texas Rangers are the best team in baseball. I think the Yankees are the second best team in baseball, and I think they're going to. I think they will play for the American League title. I'll take the Rangers. And I'm not going to go against. I'm not going to go against the Phillies. The Phillies were the best team in baseball last year. The postseason is a crapshoot. I've got no idea if I'm making any sense here, but I don't think it makes less sense to pick the Phillies than to pick anybody else. So I'm going to go Phillies and who did I say? The Texas Rangers in the World Series, and I'll take Texas to win it.
That pitcher they picked up from Japan is going to be a key. They lost Wilson, but I think they went out. Nolan Ryan's got that team in the right direction. That's a smart move as well of Texas. I like them too. But I told you guys I like them.